Hi, Angel here for mynexttablet.com. Today with an unboxing of the new Nokia T10, a new 8-inch tablet. Alright, let's start the unboxing of the Nokia T10 tablet, which is made by HMD Global. It's available in a couple of countries now, and among those is Germany, where I bought it. The price usually starts at $160, roughly around that, depending on where you live. I paid 169 euros for the Wi-Fi version with 3GB RAM and 32GB storage, and for 20 euros more, you can get the Wi-Fi plus LTE 4G version with 4GB RAM and 64GB of storage, and that's the version that I got because for 20 euros more you get LTE, more RAM and more storage. That's pretty nice. So inside the box we obviously get the tablet itself. It looks very similar to the Nokia T20, which is another Nokia tablet that I reviewed a couple of months ago. You can find it here on this channel and on mynexttablet.com. And then we've got the user manual in many different languages. Then we get a SIM eject tool because I've got the LTE version, but you're probably getting it with the Wi-Fi version too, to change the micro SD. And then we get the standard charger and also a USB-C cable. And that's it, no other accessories are inside the box. Now, as usual, since I shot the first part of this video, about a day has passed already, and I already ran a couple of benchmarks, watched some YouTube, watched some Netflix, surfed the web a bit, and also played PUBG Mobile. And now I can tell you a little bit more about this small tablet. First of all, we're getting an 8-inch display here, quite big screen bezels, especially on the top and bottom, and on the back we're getting a plastic body which has a kind of textured design, which does not make it feel cheap. It feels quite well made, but of course, yes, it's plastic. We've got the Nokia logo here, and quite big bezels. We've got the 2-megapixel camera over there, and it's also used for facial recognition. Let me show you how it works. It works quite well, but obviously since we do not get an additional sensor, it is not as secure as Apple's Face ID, and also not as secure as what Microsoft is doing with the Surface Series and Windows Hello. Then we've got the 8-inch screen. On the sides, of course, we've got plastic as well. Here we've got the volume rocker. Then on the bottom, we've got a USB-C 2.0 port, which means you cannot connect an external monitor. However, you can use this tablet as an external monitor to a Windows machine, but that's done using software and Wi-Fi. Then we've got a microphone, one speaker over here and another speaker over here, and the sound quality of those speakers is okay. If you turn the volume up all the way, it's a little bit scratchy and it's lacking a bass, but for this price I think the sound is fine. Then on this side we've got the SIM card slot, and also the micro SD card slot sits below here, and the micro SD card can be 512 gigabytes in size. We've got the power button here and a standard 3.5mm headphone jack. Weird that we only get that one with very cheap tablets. On the back we've got an 8-megapixel camera and an LED flash. This tablet is 9mm thick, which actually is quite thick these days, and it weighs 375 grams, which is not the lightest, but it's okay. Now let's get to the 8-inch screen of the Nokia T10. As I said, it's 8 inches in size, and it's a standard LCD, which is fully laminated, which is nice to see, unlike the Amazon Fire HD8, by the way, which does not have a laminated screen, but that one also is quite a lot cheaper. We've got a resolution here of 1280 by 800 pixels, and that means that text and icons certainly look sharp enough, but it's most certainly not the highest resolution screen. Like if you're getting a cheap phone these days, it usually has a full HD resolution, which means that pixel density is a lot higher than on here. But HD resolution on 8 inches, I think that's okay. And by the way, you can watch Netflix with HD resolution on this tablet because it has a wideband level of L1. That's pretty good. Viewing angles are fine as well, and the brightness is okay. I couldn't test it in the sun yet because here in Germany it's raining and thundering at the moment. So no idea how it is in the direct sun, but I'm guessing the brightness will be okay. By the way, this tablet does not support an active pen, so yeah, if you want an active pen, you've got to get the Apple iPad mini, which is way more pricier, or the Samsung Galaxy Tab Active 3, which is a little bit older now. But yeah, in this price class, there's no 8-inch tablet with an active pen support, sadly. Now let's get to the internal hardware. Inside the Nokia T10 runs the Unisoc Tiger T606 octa-core processor. We also get 3GB or 4GB of RAM and a 32 or 64GB internal storage. And as I mentioned, you can also get it with LTE. And my test version, like the version I bought, has 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. And you can see my Geekbench 5 benchmark test here. And it's quite a bit faster than the Samsung Galaxy Tab A7 Lite, which is a direct competitor. It's also faster than the Amazon Fire HD8, again a direct competitor, but also a lot cheaper. And it sits a little bit below the realme Pad Mini, which I reviewed like 1 or 2 months ago. And that one is the most direct competitor to the Nokia T10. So you can see that the Nokia T10 is just a little bit below, but basically the performance in benchmarks is about the same. And yeah, you can see in these benchmarks already that it's way slower than something like the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. And then you can imagine that the Apple iPad mini is even faster than the Galaxy Tab S8. So yeah, if you're looking into something more higher end, sadly in the 8-inch range, you can only go with the Apple iPad mini. Otherwise, we've got quite a bit of competition in this cheaper range. But yeah, you don't get the best performance here, obviously. However, games like PUBG Mobile run quite well. You can see it here. I've set the graphics to HD, which is the highest you can set to, and that runs fine. But you will not be able to select anything higher. And I will try Fortnite for my final review, but I don't expect anything great. If it even runs, then it will run with lower settings only. Everything else, like other daily tasks, like Chrome, YouTube, and so on, all of that will run fine. A little bit of multitasking should be possible too, but don't expect this to be the best multitasking tablet. If you switch between lots of apps fast, there will be some stuttering at some point, but normal standard apps, all of them, they should run fine, like Chrome, Instagram, and so on. All of that should be okay. But you've seen it, this is certainly not a high-performing tablet. What is really, really nice though is the software. This tablet is running Android 12 and Nokia is promising 2 years of big updates. They even write it on the box, 2 years of Android updates and 3 years of security updates. That's really, really nice. They even write it 2 times on the box and of course also in their press release and so on. And yes, it's really nice that we get guaranteed updates for such a cheap tablet, because usually we don't get any updates, or maybe even one or something like that, but not this long, like 2 or 3 years depending on what you're looking for. And that's quite a big advantage compared to the realme Pad Mini. I did ask realme if they will provide software updates for the Pad Mini, but they didn't say anything specific, which I guess means that it probably will not get a big update. So this is certainly one big advantage of the Nokia T10, that it will get 2 years of Android updates and 3 years of security updates. The Samsung Galaxy Tab A7 Lite is a bit old for updates now, and the Amazon Fire HD8 is not running Google's Android, it's Amazon's Android. And like I said, the realme Pad Mini probably will not be updated, maybe with a lot of luck one time, but certainly not this long, at least I'm quite sure about that. So that's really one really big advantage of the Nokia T10 and a very pleasant surprise in this price class. Let's quickly go to the settings. There we can see that it's running Android 12, and yeah, it's a standard Android 12, and it's pretty much mostly vanilla Android. So there's some customizations, like the settings and so on, they look a little bit different, but basically they are the same settings as with standard Android. We get the Google Entertainment Space, and a lot of Google apps are pre-installed, obviously, but also some advertisement from Netflix, Spotify, ExpressVPN, and Amazon Shopping. Obviously, you can deinstall them. It's just basically advertising. They're free on the store anyways, and I installed those benchmarks and the game. So the rest is pretty much vanilla Android. So not much to say about the software, but it's really a pleasant surprise that we will get updates. Okay, that's pretty much my unboxing and very first impression of the Nokia T10 tablet. I have to start my proper review now, and I'm very excited about it because I love 8-inch tablets. Now, my first impression is very good. Basically, this is very similar to the Realme Pad Mini, which I really liked. That one has a metal body. That's an advantage that Realme has. But on a positive note for the Nokia T10, this one will get more updates. So I think for most, I will recommend the Nokia T10 in the future if you're looking for an inexpensive 8-inch tablet. And I also like that for just a little bit more, you get LTE, 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. So that's quite nice. Now, obviously, I did not review this yet. This is just the first impression. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see my full review of the Nokia T10. It always might happen that I see some big downside when I use it more heavily, especially when I use it as my day-to-day tablet. So stay tuned for that. Alright, that's been my unboxing and hands-on of the Nokia T10 tablet. If you have any questions, write me down below. I'm Manager for mynexttablet.com. Thanks for watching and see you next time.